Hello, beautiful souls. So, today we're doing a lot of different things. We're actually deep diving into things. We are um, looking at different subjects which have been sent to me. Um, and we're going to do lots of readings, deep dives, light language, message from the Arcturians, which I work with dearly, and what it all means to be in this crazy environment. So, welcome. My name is Carola. This is for entertainment purposes only. Take out of what you like. This is visions through my eyes. Welcome. And let me just adjust that. And let's hope you get something out of it. So, first, I would like to see some of the books I have read. Oops, I don't want to knock that off. So I like promoting some books. So we got The Secret History of Consciousness. I love working in consciousness for healing purposes and stuff like that. So The Ancient Keys to the Future Survival by Meg Blackburn, loosely PhD. So I found this book really interesting. It's very easy to read. It's got beautiful pages in it of symbols and stuff also. The next one I love reading is Frequency, because frequency is all around us, and that one's by Penny Pierce and Ingo Swan, who has many books out. It's a psychic literacy. It's a lovely book as well. So it's about the psychic network. There's stories in this lovely book on let me just flick through common psychic capabilities and psychic networks and explanations and stuff like that. So this is a lovely book as well. So this one has a free download with it, if it's still available. I'm not 100% sure. A lot of these books I had for a very long time. And some are very lovely. And yes, this is from 2010. That's the first publication. So I bought that a long time ago, right? The Secret History of Consciousness. A lot of things have changed, but our consciousness has not. It's just where we're at with our consciousness. The other thing is, this is my beautiful oracle deck, the Looking Glass Oracle. So I will be using that for world readings because it goes very deep. My collaborative deck is called the Magical Being. I'm involved in that deck as well, so which is very lovely. And I have another one which I'm collaborating with other people. It's a gratitude deck, which will come with with a diary kind of stuff. All right. The oils for this is, I have this receipt. Oh my God, these are so awesome. Right. They're from Perfect Potion. They're called the Kookaroo Collection, Japanese inspired blends. And they smell so good. So awesome. So welcome to the introduction. I'm Carola. I'm a psychic medium. I do soul mending. I also trying to get people to take their inner power back, to stay in their power, to be very powerful in where they're going on the journey, and understanding that there's a lot of not nice things in this world, but it is up to us to remember who we are, remember our frequency, and how do we conquer all this basically. How do we get off the karmic wheel? So today's discussion is on the karmic wheel. So in tarot cards, you have a wheel of fortune. All right. So I'll see if I can get the wheel of fortune out in the tarot cards. I'll go through tarot cards. So the major arcana have got major cards, right? So basically is so this is a Wheel of Fortune in this deck, okay? So what the Wheel of Fortune is, usually it's a wheel and has going around. So the Wheel of Fortune is basically where do we go from here? The Wheel of Fortune, what does it bring us? What magical things are in there and things like that? So if you have a look at some of it, like stepping into the world, right? You're stepping out into the new world. So when you finish a cycle, there's a new world awaits, basically. So and do we get pulled into the false light, the right light? So there's so much going on in this world in a moment, and there's so much information and disinformation, and sometimes very hard what to believe and what not to believe. And that's done on purpose, is to scatter you. Do I believe this or do I believe that? And it comes back down basically to inner balance. So the tarot cards is a very interesting tool to use, because it shows you, especially when you have the major Karmic cards, is the journey of your life. Where are you at? Are you, are you tied up to all this? Are you chained to your own victimhood, chained to chemical substances, alcoholism? What are you chained to? So the devil card brings it out a lot. Is people always freak out because it's a devil card, but what it is actually is showing you, what are your inner demons basically that need to be cleared? What are you chaining to? What are you fearing? Because everyone fears that kind of card. But when you understand this card very deeply, is so, and it has chains on humanity, it's a control system. It is, it's showing you it's a control system. How do we break free from the chains, entering the new world? So tarot cards have a very, very beautiful gift and story to tell, and they're not evil like some religions say, right? Cards were designed a very long time ago to basically show you your inner self and how to step forward in a lot of things, especially taking your power back, because we get so lost on the way. So that's on the tarot cards and the karmic cycle. So the karmic cycle is so strong. So we're going to go and have a look where we're at. I actually do artwork, and I actually draw some karmic a karmic beautiful picture of, do we continue on the train ride, or do we go finally to our destination where our soul belongs? So this is all about memory and remembering who we are, basically. So where is our soul essence, our frequency? Where are we at? Why has it always been stolen? So there's so many things to remember and do, basically. So we're going to go into, is the karmic cycle very much still held in the false matrix? So we're going to ask these cards there. So we're using the looking glass. Okay. Let's see if I might be able to put this. It won't help much. I'll hold the cards up, but we're going to go down here. Okay. So, all right. First, we do a beautiful cleansing. So we'll do some beautiful cleansing spray. We'll cleanse. I'm using this beautiful spray. This is made in Australia. These cards are made in Australia, so I'm very proud. So these cards are made in Australia, so it's very exciting. They're printed in Australia, so no one can steal and reprint them in a certain country. So now we're going into so many people you can connect to your higher self, call in your guides, your spirit guides. I call in Archangel Michael, Raphael, Merlin's energy, the Arcturians to give me light language and messages. I'm totally protected, and this is only from the highest good of all. I come from my heart and the Christ energy within. So it is. All right, let's go. So the karmic, we're going into the karmic wheel. Is it still in the matrix? So I'm pulling 6 cards. So we got an investigation. This is a police investigation. So in other words, there's a big investigation by a lot of spiritual people into this. How the book of knowledge, the book of spiritual energy got so basically stolen from a lot of us. So there is a lot of inquiries from higher beings and things like that. There's a deceiver amongst everything. So there's a deception going on, and it's love bombing with you, with emotional manipulation, trying to make things look so beautiful when they're not, and trying to make out that even that awakening is it's like the most fluffy journey. It's not. Awakening means that you stand in your own power and that you look at things basically from a balanced perspective and become an observer, as well as understanding the flow of life basically, and where we're at, and where we're standing with a lot of things. Then we had the great sellout. So basically is that the truth was traded for control, to control the system. There's a lot of alien tech and AI here to control the system. Sacred texts hold hidden truth, where they have stolen a lot of the sacred texts and how everything was many eons ago. So as you know, the earth has been here for a very long time, and it has many things that we went through. So the false matrix. So we are the truth seekers and coming out with the truth now. We've been showing and seeing so much of the truth now, but you still have to filter through what is the truth and what isn't. So just be aware of the deceivers, okay? So it's basically trust your inner knowing, your gut. We have another imposter. So there's more than one imposter. So we have a deceiver and imposters that are making out a lot of things on this earth, how it should be run. So this be careful who you follow and what you follow, right? Of what I'm saying, we're very much on track, right? That with the karmic matrix and all that kind of stuff. But humanity at its own, we are exactly where we're meant to be. We need to trust our path, even if it's unclear. So we have a lot of unclear situation in this world, where there's wars coming up, there's this coming up, but we still need to stay on track, not to take sides, because all this stuff that's coming out there is they're basically trying to take over our frequency, our mind, take you off your path, right? This is the final breath of the false matrix. So it's coming, it's ahead of us. When enough align with the frequency of departure may be present. However, the release, so we have to release the old ways and become everything is becoming new. seeing things through new eyes, letting go of what we knew once, but not forgetting that history plays a very big part of us, and not to repeat a lot of kind of things like that, if that makes sense. So that's a first question, right? The second is the wars. All right, we're going to go into the reset. What does the reset that they're trying to sell us in all different kind of forms around the world, whether it's a government or some people in the spiritual community, what is the real reset going to look like, and where are we going with it? Is a reset what we think it is, basically? All right, let's go and ask. I'll pull some tarots on that as well. So the reset. So I'm just going to pull 6 cards and ooh, interesting. I might put another one on there. Okay. So basically, we are actually getting fed digital crumbs on this. So, so the digital crumbs are here, right? So the reset is actually to some of the reset that is programming was actually for you to look in another way, but it was actually for harvesting your energy, blood harvesting, exploitation. That monsters were hiding behind this reset, basically, in some of it, the reset that they've been saying. So for us, we have to stay grounded in our sovereignty to always make sure that how we see the new world coming forward is a much better place where humanity doesn't get abused like it is at the moment by this card, right? And yes, full body confirmation from the universe is we are right on track again. And I have a yes card here about the reset. Is everything is aligned exactly as it should. So a lot of movement is actually coming aligned. And we have the spellbound card here. The spellbound card is also about energetic manipulation, spells, shaman, which is a lot happening on this earth plane in the moment. But the secret always is reclaim your sovereignty. Be true to yourself. Speak freedom, not fear. So don't go into fear, because once we surrender to fear is we become afraid, and we don't need to be afraid, because everything is unknown, really. And like tomorrow is unknown, the next day is unknown. Is this it's a knowing of not fearing what is coming to be, right? We're right on track where we're meant to go. We have an identity crisis on this earth plane in a moment. For one, there's too many souls that are said to be cloned, or they're this or that. But there's an identity crisis within humanity itself, as you can see with all the wokeness that was playing out, right? Instead of them standing in their own power, they demanded things to be put into schools, into this and that, which was more of a grooming kind of thing. And they were brainwashed into this and became very authoritative about it. So it was like a spell put on humanity to be spellbound into separation again, basically, is and the truth will be so many masks are actually slipping off, and the masks are falling off from a lot of things around us. So, but in a moment is everything is still by a lot of people under investigation. How does it work? How will it work? How will we see it? How can we remote view it? What is a better future for humanity? It's still unfolding, because I can remote view into the future, but the thing is, even remote viewing can change unless I time travel into where there is time traveling available. But in this timeline, at this stage, we're being fed a lot of breadcrumbs. So you only get fed a little bit here and a little bit there, a little bit here. Maybe it's because that's all humanity can cope with. I'm not 100% sure. But it's like you're getting fed breadcrumbs to hope, and then your hope gets taken away. And so to me, it's always stay in your sovereign self. If that makes sense. All right. Next question. I've got a lot of questions here. So that was on the reset. So it's an unknown journey where we're getting fed breadcrumbs. So with the reset, will the elite control all of it? So I'm just going to ask this question. I'm just going to pull a couple. Will the elite control the reset like they think they're doing? Hang on, let's just grab this. Sorry. All right, let's have a look. Are the elites in control of the reset still? Let's go that way. It was a big setup. And they put out a lot of false idols. So you follow false belief systems. The mask of truth is here. So people are actually seeing it for what it is. There's very many imposters in it. The looking glass sees the future. So what the looking glass is, a beautiful tool, very ancient tools that can see the future, the present, and the past through timelines, frequencies, wormholes, other dimensional planets. And the looking glass, you can actually, if you understand what a looking glass, how you see and see through it is quite an amazing tool. I just think it's the most beautiful way of looking through something, but also we have to be aware that our realities have been tampered with and manipulated. So but one thing they can't manipulate is a looking glass, okay? Just so you know that. It can't be manipulated. So the future is there to see. And there's a lot of genetic tampering. So we want to know about the elites, about the reset. So what else can you tell us about the reset? What else do we need to know? Besides getting our DNA back from the tampering. So there's a lot of shadow being still around the reset. There's half and half. So to me, is when I get a half and half mask card, is they still have some control and some not. So that's half and half in a moment, okay? So in the reset. So there was a big soul trade made for them to do this. So whatever happens to the people that traded their soul is going to be quite interesting, because your soul was never to be traded. Your soul is a sovereign thing. So it's taking back everything, you know, so basically what they also did is trying to trade our soul for their system in this matrix, in this reset. So it was a big setup, okay? So that's what I see with that. That makes sense. Beautiful. So we've done. Now we're going into the wars. So there's a lot of talk of wars and wars uncovering in this world. And it makes you wonder, why now? Why are we having these wars now while certain people are in power? What is really going on behind all the veil, you know? Let's go and have a look. The wars in the world that are unfolding. Tell me more about them. What is the story of these wars? They're under investigation by higher authorities, the wars. So they've been looked at. It's because a lot of the stuff in the world are in identity crisis, and they think they can fix it with wars, which you cannot. So there's an energy returning. So I feel something or someone is circling back an old truth and contract. So if we made a contract long ago, it's circling back and it's a coincidence, and you are reconnecting. You're basically reconnecting back to your higher self. Look deeper into what returns now. So the stargates, the wormholes. So to me, this card means also understanding, being a drawer of vortexes, light language and stuff like that. With the Arcturian energy, I'm just going to call Alexis in my Arcturian guide. So show me. So I'm seeing that a lot of stolen records, soul, everything that was stolen from us is returning more powerful, and that we'll be able to fight frequency that they're trying to block us out from. I'm also being shown that you have to come into your heart, which means that you have to be in your own power and start liking yourself, and that you have to be kinder to other people, not to be righteous or abuse. I'm also being shown that we're on the right path, and the people that have the frequency and are moving everything forward and exposing a lot of things know what's coming. They have that inner knowing already. Hakati dada. I also see the spaceships coming through the timelines, the vortexes, the stargates, which are reactivating, which is quite beautiful, actually. There's a lot of new frequencies entering to crack the last bit of the old matrix. That's what I've been shown. I also see the rebirthing of a lot of things. So, and I've been told, please don't be in fear with the new that is coming. It will be uncomfortable. It's not going to be unicorns and fairies. It's actually a journey, okay, to trust your inner knowing, if you know. Okay, is there anything else the cards want to tell me? there's going to be a lot of false narratives going around. So be aware of the false narratives, misinformation, signing contracts for a lot of things that we shouldn't even sign things for. I feel a lot of people don't follow the false information. Guide yourself with your inner knowing. Okay, that's what I got here. This is to take your sovereign self back, which is much needed, which is quite beautiful. And this is all by design, weathered by design. So it's a beautiful journey back to your sovereign self. That's what it's about. Okay, so we answered that. All right, next one is, so I had someone send me in, so if you need any questions to send in, just send them in, and then I will answer them on my next live. I don't have a, is suffering made to break your spirit, so is suffering made to break you so you never find your inner soul? Have they created all this suffering on purpose? Because we get told if we clear all this and clear all the suffering, and there's that the journey goes on, but then more comes. So I want to know, is that a creation of the false matrix, the suffering? All right. Okay, divine justice. So divine justice is coming to rebalance. The shadow being a creation of suffering as well. There's an advocate. The truth is going to be revealed even in this matter. Interesting. And yes, it was made for us to believe we deserve to suffer. Okay, interesting. And another mask card. So the masks are all slipping off. So basically, on that question is, was the suffering here to break us? The answer is yes. But what they never realize how strong humanity actually is. We have this inner thing that keeps us going and going and going, and we are looking at divine justice. Don't be afraid of shadow beings, even if they're coming out the ground. And there are times that you're not alone. There's always helpers, spiritual guides near you. So call up on their strength, call up on the angels, and call up on the beautiful energy that we can call up on. The truth will always come out. The mask will always fall off. So you are not here to suffer. It's a belief system. So we need to release that 100%. Are they still blocking our soul's frequency in the matrix? Are they sending radio waves out? So, because the world lives in frequency, trees live in frequency, we are frequency, energy, however you want to call it, basically. So our next question is, are they still blocking, sending out false frequencies? So a false frequency is, if you remember in a long time ago in the 60s when the Beatles came out, they used the hysteria frequency. So they've been using frequencies on this earth for quite a very long time to disturb your soul, to make you basically into believing that you're crazy. Or, as you can see, the last few years, all the frequency that has been released is to cause turmoil, righteousness, and all these kind of frequencies come out, and they affect people in kind of different way. So I sleep with EMF sheeting on my bed. so the frequency, I've been sleeping a lot better. So when you hear ringing in your ears, is that them sending a frequency out? Because a lot of people go, oh, that's spirit connecting you. But is it? Is it the frequency they're sending out? So if you hear something buzzing, especially when you're very psychic, is you can hear something in your ear. Is what I did is basically, because it happened before when live, is I got a gong here, so I just went and it stopped. So it was sent. So it's quite interesting. So we're going to go into that question of frequency. Is it still being sent out? So we got the drama detox. We actually need to detox that frequency. There's a lot of shadow beings still attached to that frequency. The truth seeker will find the truth and will tell you that when the world goes crazy, there's a frequency be used against us. It affects some people and it doesn't. They're trying to stop the goddess code to come back, self-empowerment, and they rather keep humanity confused, not so they can't. That way they can control us better, basically. There's a lot of deceivers in the frequency as well. What else do we need to know? And the ghosting of everything. So it's quite interesting. So, and divine justice is coming. So I believe in the Tartarian years, everything was frequency, and they had all those big buildings aligned with frequency, and there were healing centers for your soul essence. So we need to bring that back. So I always suggest have some frequency tools around you, like singing bowls, frequency music, gongs, because it shatters that frequency. So I think that's a very good thing to step forward. So just beware if you think something is off, they're using frequency. Look, our phone runs on frequency, the towers all run on frequency and things like that, all right? So we're going to ask now, is there many souls that are disconnected or just put here without a real soul's purpose, soul essence? Is there many left? Is there on this earth? You know, people that are just doing the thing, they look like, and they don't have that inner knowing, you know, they're here just to play the chess game of life, basically. So how many is there left? I'll do the pendulum with that as well. So the mask is falling off them as well. So there's always shadow beings with them. Okay, interesting. That's genetic tampering, so they got tampered with. Detoxing. So if you detox yourself continuously, it's taking your power back. So any energy, the truth seekers back. So the people are always seeking truth to move forward. We're on track. So I've got 2 tracks here, that one and that one with the genetic. So there's many people that were genetically tampered with. Is there anything else that our soul needs to know? I'll call it, return you to your sovereign self, then you will see who is and who isn't. And now I'm going to use the magical beans to give us a beautiful message from the divine sparks. Interesting times, interesting. All right, we have got the High Wizard. How beautiful. This is one of the cards I actually worked on, the High Wizard. So basically is like your sovereign self. We need to trust, empower, and really find our wizard that's within us to embrace our wisdom and remember who you are. And the second message is the sorceress. So in a lot of energies, there's sorcery. So we have to be aware of everything and trust your magical potential. Create miracles. So it is up to us to get our energy back and create our own miracles and walk with them, talk with them, basically. And yes, that's quite lovely. And the sovereign says always coming back to our sovereign self. So what else have we got here that people send me? So someone sent me in how many come with a flame on earth to awaken humanity. How many came are lighting the flame for humanity? All right, let's... I'll pull some tarot cards with this because I would like to do that. So we got... So the flame is an inner knowing that you are actually born with. And yes, there's still many on this earth. And the flame is actually activating. So that inside yourself, because you are finding the truth, you're understanding it, and you're seeing it with your own eyes. So the truth is really coming together. Many of us are imprisoned still, so there's some that can't see the flame yet. So we have to send them love and kindness and energy. This is the digital breadcrumbs that they are feeding us, and all the masks are falling off. So basically is there's so much going on. So the flame is within you, yes. And look, there's a lot of genetic tampering being done. So as I tune in with a fiery flame, I feel there's a lot of people that are fighting for the justice, fighting for the rights, and there's about 50% already. So I find it close to 60. So we still have a long way to go. But it's a good... I don't think the scale has moved much on that now. I was going to pull some tarot cards on this. Okay. What else do we need to know? Hope this all makes sense and this is interesting enough. So what do we need to know about the 50-50? The fiery flame inside. So to me, this card is a half-half, but it's a 2, and there's a lot of people that can't see yet, okay? So basically there's a lot more work to be done on Earth. We're going to, with a family, once people stop this separation, start joining back as family, seeing a rainbow, and wanting a better world for us, for this planet, it's moving forward. So we also got the beautiful star card here. These are all the hopes and dreams outer world. Everything is aligning to help us. So I find that quite beautiful. We also got the Queen of Cups. There's a lot of feminine energy still drowning in fear. The feminine energy is a very beautiful energy, actually. Females are the birth givers of life, and the babies in water in your tummy. And if they only realized how important them changing their energy to a balanced energy, a better energy, back to nurturing energy, the flow would become a lot easier on this earth plane. I think on that part, a lot of us have been stripped from a lot of things. So the young generation's really going to step up for the aligning of the beauty. I've got the Four of Pentacles here. There's a lot of information that's been blocked to come out. Yet humanity is passing on the messages. And justice is coming in that respect. And the 5, it's half. The 5 is a half mark. There's still people finding their embracement of self, the love of self, to allow that flow to come back in. So there's still lots of work. We need to support each other through this, basically. So we have done that. So a lot of people always ask me, will there be arrests of the corrupt governments and what they have done to humanity? So this is a really big one because timelines changes and time changes. So let's have a look. And I think then it's not far off to shut down. Will there be arrests made all right. So this is a setup card. So a lot of things, some will be set up to be arrested. The mass is when humanity realizes that they've been totally conned. And yes, there will be arrest made. So I've got a yes card to that. When the goddess energy comes in, oh, hello, Rachel. The advocate, and there'd be a final breath of the people that manipulated so much on this earth. So it's quite interesting. Yes, they will be held accountable. Little bit by little bit, you will see it. They will be set up in certain ways, and I'm not tuning in how, because it will take me a lot longer to that. I think I've answered most of the questions. So lovely. That was a really good little awakening session. So we're going to go into a beautiful AI reading. What's going on with AI? What is going on? Is AI taking over? Are the humans allowing AI to run rampant, or is it under control? All right, let's have a look. So we have a Knight of Coins there. So the Knight of Coins is driving in a very AI-looking kind of car. They want to control it. There's a lot of So to me, because I pulled the 6 of batons, so there's a lot of fighting going on besides. It's a lot of harvesting, and if they can put certain things into AI and vampire off us, they will. I do feel there's a lot of innocent people that got put away that spoke the truth. It's a political frequency, it's a political game, but they're coming out fighting stronger for humanity. Some were broken, but some are just much, much stronger. The 8 of batons, that's the war we're going in, and some planes are actually AI driven or AI controlled, which is pretty scary, really, because they're war planes, obviously, bombing. It's coming from the air. The bastard, it's like the Joker, really. The mirror of reflection. They've broken something. So to me, is the broken mirror is. I feel there's a broken reality, a broken timeline, and it's coming through. Trying to control. It's interesting. It's not from this earth, right? The King of Coins, that's a sovereignty card, is I feel by this they are trying, someone else is trying to take over the earth, okay? Another species, because they're trying to control like the king does of the world, you know. Will they be successful? There's too much awakening going on, and I think humanity's sick of being vampired, the energy being vampired. So there's a beautiful dove flying through, and the 10 of Blades is the end of evil trying to rule this world. Is there any other messages? And this is the tied up moment, is where to go from here. We're so tied up. How do we move forward and stuff like that? So you will see a lot of crime rising, a lot of craziness in the world, a lot of scientific experiments. If you see all these falling off, they're scientifics. They're from a lab, right? They're night errands, like they're making up all these stories about this disease, and that they're all lies, right? And then we have the Page of Cups, where basically taking the power back somehow of this beautiful planet is moving forward, if that makes sense. There's a lot going on. So with that said, wow, let's do some light readings now that we got all the darker realities out the way. So what is coming in from the beautiful angels? So I'm going to pull a couple angel cards What's their message? Angel wisdom. And then we're going to call on from this one. All right, we'll do the oracle one first. All right. What would you really say to all these idiots that think they got us all worked out, which they don't, because we are stronger than ever and more together than ever. We got this. God wins always. And the Christ energy is always within you. Open your heart. And what's the message? What's the cheeky message? Oh, fuck yeah, go for it. There you go. How awesome is that? Now, I'm just going to tune into Archangel Michael. So, message from Archangel Michael. Let's colour first. Let's talk to the wisdom. I've been shown that we should take a little bit of time out, reconnect, look after our health, stay strong-minded. The Magician, take your magic back, the Magician. The Empress is a very powerful card, the Empress. It's beautiful too. This is like a war card, and so protect yourself as well. And we have the 9. So as a magician, the magic is alive in your life. So bring in the magic within. Time to give birth to new ideas, new dreams. Basically manifest beautiful abundance, prosperity. Start manifesting. It's a very good time to manifest because of the consciousness. Step back into consciousness of love. Totally step back into the consciousness. Send out beautiful vibrational signals over the earth. Send healing to everyone and the earth. Protect your energy. It's a very beautiful time to protect your energy, and it's very, very important to protect your energy. Wishes come true. Your dreams become reality. So the more we work in our consciousness and bring that energy forward, and your good fortune, your luck, we're also lucky. We just need to see that we're lucky with a gratitude and love and the star where everything can come true. These are the beautiful messages of stepping forward, standing in your own power, have the brightest dreams, is believe. When you hope and believe, magical things happen. Believe in yourself, help others, stand in your power, and be a beautiful, beautiful, kind human being, because that's what we need in the moment. So if that makes sense, well, I'm going to sign off because I've got a lot of things to do and I've got readings booked in, so I must go. I'm also on Facebook. I do a lot more work on Facebook than I do on YouTube because I'm trying to get this channel running, but I'm always get sidetracked into other things. So thank you for listening, and thank you to the people that watch it. And if you have any questions, just just put them in the comments. Share, subscribe, and like if you like. And have a very, very blessed day. And may your dreams come true in this beautiful environment. Okay, bye-bye.